This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, He will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will He also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of Him. He is in charge by my request, and He will hear and answer me, because He speaks for God my Father and His Holy Son and His holy, holy, holy Son. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Certain that your direction gives me peace. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Thank you so much for joining me today in studying A Course in Miracles. We're reading from the Foundation for Inner Peace version this year, as we will again next year, beginning on January 1. We're going to go through it again. And you know what? We're going to keep going through it until we get it. And he says that it's all there. It's all crystal clear. Once we understand, it's like my grandpa used to say, everything's as easy as eating pie once you understand. So there's no complex problems. They're all a series of easy, like eating pie problems. Well, that's why we're trying to read A Course in Miracles over and over and try to sing it, try to think about it throughout the day until it finally integrates and we get the big picture and it's as easy as eating pie and we're home again. Well, I'm Forgiveness Willie, teaching forgiveness from the Ozarks. Like I said, we're using the Foundation for Inner Peace version this year, and we will again next year. There's the original edition, which we've used a couple years. But this year we're going to use, we're using the Foundation for Inner Peace version, a little bit more edited than the original edition. So they both go nicely together, but you get the message, the main message you're going to get in either one of them. Okay, lesson 361, here on the day after Christmas, the first day of Kwanzaa, Happy Kwanzaa, the second day of Hanukkah, Happy Hanukkah. So let's see, what do we have here on our lesson? Let's read through it. We just sang it, but let's read through it. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, He will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will He also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of Him. He is in charge by my request, and He will hear and answer me, because He speaks for God my Father and His Holy Son. Okay, let's go back and look at the introduction to the final lessons. And what we just read is our last from now till the end of the year. We'll do that every day. The final lessons, the introduction. Of course, we're going to read a little bit some other things out of the Song of Prayer and whatnot. But the final lessons, introduction. Our final lessons will be left as free of words as possible. We use them, but at the beginning of our practicing, and only to remind us that we seek to go beyond them. Okay, so what I'm getting here is that he wants us to take those into our longer period of practice in the morning and again in the evening. You know, if you've been through the book, you probably spend 15 minutes or more in that quiet time. That's what he had brought us up to. Then he gave you free rein, said, you know, don't use your clock anymore, just go by your need. And you might, in some days, be able to be satisfied with 5 minutes, but most of us are probably going to want more time than that. But he says here, but we're going to start off going into our practice time in the morning and in the evening with just saying the lesson, and then go beyond it to the wordless, what's he call it? We use them, but at the beginning of our practicing, and only to remind us that we seek to go beyond them. We want to go to that wordless quiet where we can hear God's voice. That's not in words. It could be, but it's it's pretty verbal, I guess you'd say. Outside of the symbols that are of symbols of symbols. Let us turn to him who leads the way and makes our footsteps sure. To him we leave these lessons, as to him we give our lives henceforth. For we would not return again to the belief in sin that made the world seem ugly and unsafe, attacking and destroying, dangerous in all its ways, and treacherous beyond the hope of trust and the escape from pain. Paragraph 2. His is the only way to find the peace that God has given us. It is his way that everyone must travel in the end, because it is this ending God himself appointed. His is the only way to find the peace that God has given us. His way of seeing the innocence in your brothers and sisters and yourself, seeing the holiness. It is his way that everyone must travel in the end, because it is this ending God himself appointed. In the dream of time it seems to be far off, and yet in truth it is already here, already serving us as gracious guidance in the way to go. Let us together follow in the way that truth points out to us, and let us be the leaders of our many brothers who are seeking for the way, but find it not. Paragraph 3. And to this purpose let us dedicate our minds, directing all our thoughts to serve the function of salvation. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. Man, what a good aim, huh? Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. It is the goal that God has given us. It is his ending to the dream it is his ending to the dream we seek, and not our own. For all that we forgive, we will not fail to recognize as part of himself. Now catch that. Everything you forgive, you won't fail to recognize as part of God himself. And remember, we learned yesterday that we're supposed to step back and let him show us how to forgive. You don't have to figure it out even. Just be willing to forgive. That's all your part is. That little part, that little willingness. So, it is the goal that God has given us. Unto us, let's back up, paragraph 3. And to this purpose, let us dedicate our minds, directing all our thoughts to serve the function of salvation. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. Unto us the aim is given to forgive the world. There'll be lots of forgiveness teachers if everything goes the way I'm dreaming. We're all going to be forgiveness teachers. It is his ending to the dream we seek and not our own. For all that we forgive, we will not fail to recognize as part of God himself, and thus his memory is given back, completely and complete. 4. It is our function to remember him on earth, as it is given us to be his own completion in reality. So let us not forget our goal is shared, for it is that remembrance which contains the memory of God and points the way to him and to the heaven of his peace. again on that. It is our function to remember him on earth as it is given us to be his own completion in reality. So let us not forget our goal is shared, for it is that remembrance that contains the memory of God and points the way to him and to the heaven of his peace. We're all in this together. And shall we not forgive our brother who can offer this to us? He is the way, the truth, and the life that shows the way to us. In him resides salvation, offering us through our forgiveness given unto him. Paragraph 5. We will not end this year without the gift our Father promised to his Holy Son. We are forgiven now, and we are saved from all the wrath we thought belonged to God and found it was a dream. We are restored to sanity, in which we understand that anger is insane, attack is mad, and vengeance merely foolish fantasy. Anger is insane, attack is mad, and vengeance but foolish fantasy. We have been saved from wrath because we learned we were mistaken. Easy enough. Nothing more than that. And is a father angry at his son because he failed to understand the truth? We come in honesty to God. Last paragraph. We come in honesty to God and say we did not understand, and ask him to help us to learn his lessons through the voice of his own teacher. Would he hurt his son? Or would he rush to answer him and say, "This is my son, and all I have is his. Everything I've ever made is my son's"? Be certain he will answer thus, for these are his own words to you. This is my son, and all I have is his. And more than that can no one ever have. For in these words is all there is, and all that there will be throughout all time and in eternity. And again on our lesson, this holy instant would I give to you, be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, he will give it to me. If I need a thought, he will also give. And if I need a thought, that will he also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of him. He is in charge by my request. God's in charge of your life by your request. And he will hear and answer me, because he speaks for God my Father and his Holy Son. Who's he talking about? God the Holy Spirit. The connecting link that connects us all, that knows all, that's God in the world of dreams. The holy pneumo, the holy breath. Okay, let's go back and look at Song of Prayer. We're ready for the last section, chapter 3, Healing. Introduction. Prayer has both aids and witnesses which make the steep ascent more gentle and more sure, easing the pain of fear, and offering the comfort and the promises of hope. Forgivenesses, witness, and an aid to prayer, a giver of assurance of success in ultimate attainment of the goal, is healing. Healing. Catch what it says? Forgiveness is witness. The witness that you are practicing forgiveness is healing. Forgivenesses, witness, and an aid to prayer, a giver of assurance of success in ultimate attainment of the goal, is healing. Its importance should not be too strongly emphasized, for healing is a sign or symbol of forgiveness's strength, and only an effect or shadow of a change of mind about the goal of prayer. Okay, he says we don't want to be too caught up with healing. We want to be more focused on the cause of healing, which is what? Forgiveness. And he's going to develop this a little bit. Let's read that again. Forgiveness is witness and an aid to prayer, a giver of assurance of success and ultimate attainment of the goal, is healing. Its importance should not be too strongly emphasized, For healing is a sign or symbol of forgiveness' strength, and only an effect or shadow. Healing is an effect or a shadow of a change of mind about the goal of prayer. The cause of sickness, number 1. Do not mistake effect for cause, nor think that sickness is apart and separate from what its cause must be. It is a sign, a shadow of an evil thought that seems to have reality and to be just, according to the usage of the world. Okay, catch that? Do not mistake effect for cause. Don't, in other words, the effect will be the healing, but the cause of the healing, the reason he even needed a healing, was the unforgiveness. Do not mistake effect for cause, nor think that sickness is apart and separate from what its cause must be. It is a sign, a shadow of an evil thought that seems to have reality and to be just, according to the usage of the world. It is external proof of inner sins, and that word sins is in quotes because we know there's no real sins, but to the belief system and to the effects in the dream, a sin will cause a sickness. Okay, even though it's not real, it can make what seems real in the dream. So we want to remove even that cause. It is external proof of inner sin. So healing is external proof of inner sin or sickness, not healing. Sickness is external proof of inner sins and witnesses to unforgiving thoughts that injure and would hurt the Son of God. Healing the body is impossible, and this is shown by the brief nature of the, in quotes, cure. The body yet must die, and so its healing but delays its turning back to dust, where it was born and will return. So he's saying, yes, we can get some healings in this world, but they're only temporary if we're going to end up dying anyway. Okay? Paragraph 2. The body's cause is unforgiveness of the Son of God. Whoa! Now we're talking about something that before we even became a body, we must have thought that made the body. The body's cause is unforgiveness of the Son of God. It has not left its source, and in its pain and aging and the mark of death upon it, this is clearly shown. Fearful and frail it seems to be to those who think their life is tied to its command and linked to its unstable, tiny breath. Death stares at them as every moment goes irrevocably past their grasping hands, which cannot hold them back, and they feel fear as bodies change and sicken, for they sense the heavy scent of death upon their hearts. Paragraph 3. And I've got a near-death experience where we'll talk about, I'll give you the link here in a minute, but what was this brother's name? Bill Letson. In the story, I'll give it to you. He realizes that even in the dream, after you die, you still can go through areas. He said Edgar Cayce went through them. You have to get beyond the lower levels where the dream is still manifesting in the out-of-the-body experience. And there are some images. He had some good buddies that he met there, but he was in a good space. But he went through it. But it was kind of a dark place. But he talks about how that when you cry out to God, you're delivered from even those lower planes of pain. Okay. Anyway, I'll give you that link in a minute. The body can be healed as an effect of true forgiveness. Only that can give remembrance of immortality, which is the gift of holiness and love. Forgiveness must be given by a mind which understands that it must overlook all shadows on the holy face of Christ, among which sickness should be seen as one. Nothing but that, the sign of judgment made by brother upon brother, and the Son of God upon himself, for he has damned his body as his prison, and forgot that it is he who gave this role to it. Wow, you're the cause of everything that happens to you. No external causes. You're the creator of your experience. You're the dreamer of the dream, and we want to awaken from it. Paragraph 4. What is What he has done now must God's Son undo, but not alone, for he has thrown away the prison's key, his holy sinlessness, and the remembrance of his Father's love. Bill Letson said it's like a continuance. It was just overwhelming joy when you the out of the body experience. Yet help is given to him, the voice his Father placed in him. Let's go back. What he has done now must God's Son undo, but not alone, for he has thrown away the prison's keys, his holy sinlessness, and the remembrance of his Father's love. Yet help is given to him in the voice his Father placed in him. The power to heal is now his Father's gift, for through his voice he still can reach his Son, reminding him the body may become his chosen home, but it will never be his home in truth. The last paragraph, 5. Distinctions therefore must be made between true healing and its faulty counterpart. The world of opposites is healing's place. For what in heaven could there be to heal? As prayer within the world can ask amiss, and seeming charity forgive to kill, so healing can be false as well as true, a witness to the power of the world or to the everlasting love of God. And which one we want is obvious. Let's don't throw away the keys. Let's pick them up again and use them on our own behalf and for the salvation of the world. The keys of forgiveness. Oh, I'm getting my guitar ready to sing. But let's see what's going on around the world. I already said it's the day after Christmas. That's actually a holiday on holidays and observances. Kwanzaa, the African-American holiday, started December 26th, lasts till January the 1st. Hanukkah, the second day of Hanukkah, the Jewish holiday. Boxing Day, that used to be a day to give gifts to the needy. I guess you take the old boxes you got for Christmas and put something in it and give it to somebody. Candy Cane Day. Thank you note day. You sure to be thankful for all those gifts that you've been given. And Winer's Day, that was started in 1986 by Reverend Zaborny, maybe it is? I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his last name. Of Cairo, Michigan. And let's see, mainly just want for people to be appreciative of what they were given instead of whining about not getting something that you may have been had in your heart intent on. Okay, heart deferred, or heart, how's that say? Hope deferred makes the heart sick, the Bible says. I can't remember where that's at, probably proverb. Wolof people of South Africa, Senegal, and Gambia, their word for peace is Jamm. So let's jam together, huh? Let's be at peace together. Jamm. Jamm be with you. Oh, you know what? I do have we're gonna talk about some carrots. We're gonna be here in just a minute. Sorry about that. I'm getting jump on the guitar singing twice today now. And I didn't mark that. Uh-oh. I think I can find it quickly, though. Give me just a minute. Carrots. Here we go. The Danvers. I usually call them Danvers half long. They're a little short, about 8 inches long, but they're just called Danvers in the Seed Savers Exchange. And they're a Docus carota, is their genus and species. So we're going to talk about carrots the rest of the week. This carrot was developed in the late 1800s in the town for which it is named, Danvers, Massachusetts. A leading variety for home and market gardens alike, this variety stores well and produces high yields even in clay and heavy soils. Its bright orange flesh is nearly coreless, sweet and tender. The uniform roots grow up to 8 inches long, 65 to 87 days. I've never done real good at growing carrots. I've really got some hard soil here, but I'm going to do better with it. I'm going to try. Keep working at it. Okay, now let's sing. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, He will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will He also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of Him. He is in charge by my request, and He will hear and answer me, because He speaks for God my Father and His Holy Son and His holy, holy Son. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you. Certain that your direction gives me peace. Certain that your direction gives me peace. And that's one that lots of Course in Miracles students like to memorize, that lesson. I put it to song so it'd be maybe a little easier to memorize. Not that you're required to, by any matter of fact. We want to use that idea and then go into the wordlessness part of our practice periods. Until tomorrow, though, try to practice that morning and evening, and throughout the day, every hour of the day, bring it to your memory and give God thanks and ask for direction and guidance. And be sure you're at peace in those hourly check-ins with God. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. And if I need a word to help me, He will give it to me. If I need a thought, that will He also give. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of Him. He is in charge by my request, and He will hear and answer me, because He speaks for God my Father and His Holy Son. That'd be us. This holy instant would I give to you. Be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. Jamm. Certain that your direction gives me jam.